Good morning. This is the news for Friday, August 29th. The father of one of the two children killed in the Minneapolis Catholic school shooting is remembering his son.
While the hole in our hearts and lives will never be filled, I hope that in time our family can find healing.
Jesse Merkel's son, 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel, was killed inside Annunciation Catholic Church. Merkel is asking for his son to be remembered for who he was and not as the victim of a mass shooting. 2 other children in the family were not harmed in the attack. Authorities say the suspect behind the shooting was full of hate. Acting U.S. Attorney for Minnesota Joe Thompson said the 23-year-old shooter hated everyone, including black people, Mexicans, Christians, Jews, and President Trump. He also idolized notorious school shooters in U.S. history. Thompson added the shooter was obsessed with killing children. Police Chief Brian O'Hara said several search warrants have been served connected to the deceased shooter. A former public health official who resigned after the White House fired the director of the CDC is raising concerns about the future of the agency. Former CDC Chief Medical Officer Deborah Owry resigned alongside some of her colleagues, saying she had reached a tipping point where she could no longer stay.
We're not going to be prepared for another outbreak should it happen. We can't prevent chronic diseases in communities because we don't have the resources anymore.
Former Director Susan Monterez was fired on Wednesday, and the next day the White House named Jim O'Neill as acting director. O'Neill is a deputy to Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. A federal bankruptcy court has accepted the Diocese of Syracuse, New York's massive $176 million abuse settlement plan. The settlement is the result of a years-long negotiation process. The settlement is smaller than other area settlements. Last month, the Diocese of Rochester agreed to a $246 million settlement, and last year, the Diocese of Rockville Center agreed to the highest settlement yet, $323 million. A federal judge is ordering new trials for the 3 former Memphis cops charged in the death of Tyree Nichols. The officers were found guilty on federal charges last year, but acquitted in state court. The judge ruled the new trials were warranted because another judge allegedly claimed the Memphis Police Department was, quote, infiltrated to the top with gang members. The 3 officers asked for a new trial because the judge's comments indicated bias towards them and the Memphis PD. And the U.S. global tariff exemption for low-cost goods ends today. It's the nearly century-old de minimis exemption, which allowed items worth less than $800 to be shipped to the United States without having to pay any tariffs. Japan, India, and many European nations have already announced the suspensions of U.S.-bound shipments. I'm Matthew Handley.